and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we'll be doing gameplay of the game Antietam, 1862. This is from Worthington Games, Old School Wargames, or Worthington Publishing, I should say. Let me correct myself. Designed by Grant and Mark Wylie, and it is the first volume in their Civil War Brigade Battle series. I previously did the second volume, which was Shiloh, here on the channel. So I did a first look for that included kind of a rules overview. So I also did a first look for this game. That one was shorter on the first look side and also included gameplay setup, which you can see here. This is the map, and it is fully set up and ready for play. So in this scenario, this is the entire battle scenario, scenario 4, which is the full battle. So we're going to begin with the very first turn at 0600 in the morning. And the Union forces have already kind of pressed up near certainly within visible distance of the left wing of the Confederate army. Antietam Creek is up here. There's a little loop of the Potomac down here in the bottom, just below where I'm pointing. And the town of Sharpsburg is here. Famous sunken road right here. We have several bridges, including the famous Burnside Bridge, which is here. So we will begin now to kind of handle the fact that McClellan was very cautious by nature and did not press his numerical advantage very well, to say the least. We're limited on the Union side of activating two corps per turn for movement and combat. So until we get additional corps released, and that happens when you get a victory objective. Now, I covered all of this in the setup, so I'll briefly recap it. What we're looking to control is Dunker Church, which is here. So if a Union unit can capture Dunker Church, that would enable us to activate 3 corps. And then you also would get one, if you don't capture Dunker Church, but manage to capture one of the hexes of the sunken road, that also would release an extra corps. If you did both, then you'd have the ability to activate 4 corps. And if you got the fifth corps, you would get by capturing this hex right here, which is the connection of the road to Harper's Ferry and also to the Potomac River Ford. That is the point of reinforcement entry for the Confederate Army. So let's begin now. As I mentioned, the Union forces here, this is Hooker's, this one is Hooker's Corps. So that's the first corps. Okay, this is the Army of the Potomac. George McClellan is up here. So this is Hooker's Corps, first corps, as I mentioned. The 12th Corps under Mansfield is right here. And up above, we've got Pleasanton's Cavalry Corps, also part of Sumner's 2nd Corps here under Sedgwick. Here's Sumner himself, okay, and then he's got Richardson under him in his corps as well, and French up here. Then Porter has some units of the 5th Corps that are already on map here, and some off map. So if I were to activate Porter's corps, I would be able to bring that other corps, the rest of his corps on, which is just the division under Morrell. Then over here, we've got Burnside's corps, which was the 9th Corps. And so that's the Army of the Potomac. There's also the 6th Corps under Franklin that is off map and can be brought on as one of our 2 activated corps. If we wish to, they would enter through either here or here. Those are the 2 Union entry points. So what I think we will do now, time is of the essence. We have 14 turns. Each turn covers an hour. It is September 17th, 1862, near Sharpsburg, Maryland, and we are ready to go. So let's start. First thing I need to decide is which 2 corps from the Union side do I want to activate. I am playing solitaire, so I will be running both the Confederates and the Union. So let's see, what would we like to do? Now, we do have some cavalry under Stuart down here. And then, of course, you've got some of Jackson's corps lined up here as well. Now, the terminology between the two armies was a little different in terms of what they meant. This is the Army of Northern Virginia under Robert E. Lee. He's here. We do have two corps commanders under Lee. You've got Jackson and you've got Longstreet. Jackson is here. Longstreet is here. They're pretty close to each other. Their division commanders, G.H. Hill here, he's under Jackson. So basically, this is the kind of line of demarcation. Longstreet, for setup purposes, maybe I should have stuck Longstreet, say, over here. He can be adjacent to a unit, but this would allow him to keep this artillery within command range. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hexes is the command range. So it is to your benefit to keep all your units within command range. Jackson's here. His 2 reserve units that are directly answerable to him are here, so they are also within his command range. So you have your divisional commanders here. You've got Lawton here. We've got, who else? We've got D.H. Hill, as I mentioned. We have Hood. And those are all under, well, Hood's under Longstreet. J.R. Jones, he's under Jackson. So Jackson's got Jones and Lawton under him, as well as D.H. Hill. Then under Longstreet, we've got, let's see, we have D.R. Jones and Walker. We have a cavalry unit way out over here. Now, cavalry, it's artillery, I think, that it can be commanded by anyone. Yeah, infantry and cavalry are in command if within 4 hexes of their respective division or corps commanders. Artillery is in command if within 4 hexes of any friendly commander. So this guy out here is technically out of command. Now, that doesn't matter when it's the Union's activation, but it will matter when it's the Confederate activation because they will be marked as being out of command. Because Stuart, his leader, he's all the way over here. So he's going to have to get on his horse and head this direction to catch up to Stuart here. All right, so let's see. I think what I would like to do is actually move my cavalry corps, which is up here, move them across the ford. There's a ford right here. And if we check our handy-dandy terrain chart, you can see bridge and ford. It costs an extra 1 movement point and allows the crossing of Antietam Creek. I've zoomed in, and we now have a look here along the creek. So this would be this is to the north, so this would be the northern edge of the Union Army. So I'm going to activate Pleasanton, who's our cavalry corps. He's right here. And then Sumner. Sumner is the 2nd Corps. This is Sumner. The gray is Sumner. The brown is Sumner. And then we get down here. This is Porter and Burnside to this direction. Okay. And actually, yeah, you can see the brown. It's right here. All right. So we've got a bridge here, a ford here, and a ford here. My goal is to push Sumner's corps and the cavalry across the creek to start to try and make sure that the Confederates have to. They would anyway, since I'm playing both sides. I know this anyhow. They need to defend everywhere, right? The strength the Union has, even though we're handicapped in terms of how many corps we can activate per turn, their strength is in numbers. So they've got greater numbers. I'm going to try to utilize that on the Union side. And then on the Confederate side, we're going to try to kind of perhaps handle things in somewhat of a fire brigade type of situation where we may have to move some people around quickly to kind of plug holes and try and maintain some cohesiveness as we try to defend the victory point areas. So, having said all of that, cavalry gets 9. But before we do movement, the sequence of play, okay, starts with the command phase. Everybody's in command, so we don't have to worry about that. Then we go to the organization phase, which in this particular game doesn't really exist because the activities in that phase are building breastworks, burning bridges, depots, and rail lines, or searching for fords, none of which is possible in this game according to the game-specific rules. So we're going to skip that, and then you come to the offensive artillery phase. So we can fire any unlimbered artillery units that are in range and line of sight of enemy units. Okay, and then if we did that, we would place a fired marker. So that would be their only action for this turn. Now, looking at the board, I don't know that I want to actually do any of that because I do have some artillery that could. Actually, no, I don't think I actually have any artillery that is in range of the rebels at the moment. So our Yankees will skip and forego the offensive artillery phase and just move to movement. Cavalry will do them first. They have a movement factor of 9 when they are mounted, which they are. So it costs an extra 1 to cross the ford. So we're going clear to clear, but it costs 2 instead of 1 because we're crossing the ford. So that's 2, 3. Now, if we come here, we're going to go uphill. That costs an additional 1. So that would be 4. Right? So we had 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I count correctly. 6. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And then into here would be 8. So we'll stop him there. Now we'll take Davis and we'll go 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, and we'll stop him there. And McReynolds will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he'll stop there. And then we have Pleasanton, who's our corps commander. He's with Whiting. They will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they will stop there. Now, command range is 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 3, and obviously adjacent. So this corps will be still in. Oh, we have another unit to move, but right now these guys are all in command. So we're going to go 1, 2. It doesn't cost anything extra to go downhill, just up. So that's 2, 4, 5, 7, and we'll put him right in the middle. So now we're kind of on the heights here, looking down upon this road, and we'll see if that does us any good. Okay, so that is the first activation. Now we'll move on to Sumner's Corps, and what I'm going to do with Sumner's Corps is we're going to push across. We'll probably push Sedgwick here, Sedgwick's division. We're probably going to push that across the ford here, assuming I have enough movement to do it, because these guys only have 6. So we would go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can get across. So let's just do this then. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's across. But that's not a great, it's not a great spot, really. He's not all that strong. And the Confederates can get to, that's actually a artillery unit, so I have to flip it to its, for this first turn, I'm going to act whichever way I think the artillery would be best used, rather than having to worry about flipping it from limbered to unlimbered. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it's not that big of a deal, because limbering, unlimbering costs 2 movement points. So if I did move them, I would have them in the limbered position, and I would have to save 2 to flip them to unlimbered. So we're just going to do it like that. I'm going to put these guys, actually, he's going to stay there. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And I will put Sedgwick with him. And one of these guys, oh, here's Pleasanton's cannon. I should move them too. So they would be limbered as well. Now here's an example. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flip. Right? And so now he would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll stop there. And now Sedgwick's corps is all lined up together within command range as well. The cannon for Pleasanton is 2. Sedgwick's cannon didn't move 6, so he can flip over to the unlimbered side as well. Now we'll move the rest of Sumner's corps. So we have some Porter units here. So Porter right now has, I think, Sykes Division and some artillery, and that's it on map at the moment. Yeah, he's got the reserve artillery. So this is Sumner right here, 2nd Corps commander, and Richardson's division is this gray band. So we're going to leave the artillery here. So I'll leave Sumner there for the moment, and then we're going to take Caldwell. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By moving him here, okay, he's got zone of control on all of these hexes, so that will prevent the rebels, assuming I can't get anybody else across this bridge under Sumner, although I definitely can. But if I couldn't, then this would prevent them from blocking the bridge. They would have to do something about Caldwell. So this one we have, now this is, I believe, Cornfield, which costs 2 movement points. So we probably don't want to go there. We probably would want to go out here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So then Richardson is there with Brooke. And then Meager here will just come down as well and go 1, 2, 3. We'll put him here. It's just more to avoid kind of a clumping of the units around this middle bridge. Then we'll take French's division, and he's going to just come down 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. He'll stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. And they'll stop there. And that completes the Union movement phase. Now we would go to combat, but we will skip combat because there are no enemy units within range of our 2 activated corps. That's Pleasanton and Sumner. So we would then go from that to the organization phase. Now there is also a defensive fire. So if they had any cannon has a range of 5. So there is cannon, I believe, here. It's off map at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know that they would necessarily want to do that. The odds aren't good. So they will probably, actually, I don't think cannon can fire in defensive fire. They can't, if I remember correctly. So never mind. We don't have anybody that can fire right now. So we would go to the rally phase. There's no need to do anything for the rally phase with the Union because nobody is routed and nobody fired. So we don't have any fired markers or anything like that to move. And we just move on to the Confederate turn. Now they get some reinforcements here on turn 1. They have this stack right here under McLaws from Longstreet's Corps. You can see on the unit, it has a 1 there above its combat factor. That indicates it's a turn 1 reinforcement. And Confederate reinforcements arrive on the southern edge of the map. So let me reset the shot. So our entry point is right here. And we're going to move these guys in. So we have McLaws, and then we have Kershaw, Semmes, Barksdale, and Sanders as infantry brigades. And we have McLaws artillery as well. Not overly powerful. We've got 3 8 strength brigades and a 4, that's Sanders. Artillery's a 10. So we'll send McLaws in, probably not first. We'll take Kershaw first. So he'll start here. Movement factor is 6. Now, we're probably just going to, they are part of Longstreet's Corps, which is the corps on this side. Over here is Jackson. And then this is Hooker along this edge here. So we're zoomed in some, but not a ton, only because we're going to be doing a lot of movement for the Confederates. Well, actually, probably not a lot, but some movement. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and get him up on the ridge. Then we'll take Semmes, and McLaws will obviously come in limbered. And he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stop there. Then we'll bring in McLaws with Barksdale. And they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop there. We'll send the limbered artillery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he can stop there. And then Sanders 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put him here 5. Okay, so the reinforcements are on. I'm somewhat inclined, perhaps, to leave these guys here, but I don't think I actually will because they're fairly strong. So Ransom, I'm only going to move him a little bit. We're going to put him here. And then we're going to move, we're going to flip this guy. Well, I did it for the Union, so I will do it for the Confederates as well. He's limbered, and I'm just going to move him up on the hill here and then flip him unlimbered. And Walker, his commander, will stay with him, adjacent to Ransom there. And then Manning, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, like so. All right. Now, I kind of like the idea of pushing. Well, these guys aren't particularly strong except for J.A. Walker here. But let's do this. Let's go 1, 2. Orchard's only 1, and then 4 to go uphill, and then 5. And then we're gonna have our leader move there so that he's still 1, 2, 3, 4, still within range of all his units. We'll leave Kemper. Actually, no, we'll go 1, 2, 4 with Kemper. And Drayton will move here. I think. Yeah, we'll move Drayton there. And that may be all I will do right here. I will move McCrae up 1 here inside the sunken road, and then I will take Colquitt and D.H. Hill and move them there. And Ripley, let's move Ripley up into the cornfield for 2. Kind of put him out in front of Jackson here. Do we get defensive bonuses for the cornfield? No. Sunken Road, you can see Sunken Road gives you a -3 to fire die roll. There are 4 hexes to it, and I've got a unit in all 4 now. So that was kind of key. We should probably put Ripley like, well, if he moved here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, by sticking him out there, we've got zones of control all around him. So there are no ZOC bonds in this game, but you've got an overlapping zone of control here to kind of, you space it out a little bit. It makes it a little bit, it makes your defense a little tighter, I think, in my opinion, anyway. All right, now down on this side, I'm not sure if I want to have Jackson attack. What we may want to do is set up a better defensive position. We got a lot of woods over here, right? So you've got Lawton's division, Lawton's division, I guess, is what they would call it. We're going to move Walker. We'll move Walker here on the road. Then Hayes is going to move 1. That's 2, 4, 6. Then we'll send Douglas 2, 4. And Lawton will stay with him. Then we've got Lawton's artillery. We'll limber it, which costs us 1, or 2 rather. Or I could, again, since I've been doing it for the Union, I could do this as well. So I guess we'll leave them, we'll start them limbered and not pay the cost. Again, we're kind of deploying here. 1, 2, 4, 6. So he's still limbered though. So he cannot fire in the combat phase, even though he's now within 5. I think he was in 5 already, but now he's definitely within 5 of the Union forces. And then early, 1, 2, 3. Oof, this is not great. But he's already within Lawton's command range, but I'm going to move him here for 6. So early is there. Yeah, and we're still within the shot. Now, the rest of these guys, I'm going to pull Grigsby back into the forest, and I'm going to pull Warren back here. Or actually, I'll leave him there, because he's kind of guarding the approach to Dunker Church right here. But these other guys, 2, 4, 6. We'll put them there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay. So I think that's all I'm going to do, except for the cavalry, which is down in this corner right here, Stewart's cavalry. I'm actually not going to move them, I don't think, because, like I said, I want to play defense at first from the Confederate side. This is a little risky, but here's the way I view this from an overall strategy standpoint. The Confederates have their victory points in pocket, basically. The only victory points they can really gain are through casualties. Union, on the other hand, they can inflict casualties and get victory points, but with the Confederates owning, the Sunken Road and Dunker Church and what I call the crossroads down here, which really isn't a crossroads, but it's a T, controlling the roads to Harper's Ferry and the Potomac Ford, they're sitting in a position that you would call more defensive, right? They want to hold on to that. The Union has to take those victory point locations to win the game, win the battle. So if I'm trying to be Lee, who was a master at kind of visualizing the whole battlefield and moving forces where they needed to go at just the right time, I'm going to play it safe here and just kind of play in a reaction mode. Let the Union come to us and see what they do, and then we'll react as necessary. It's a little hard when you're doing this two-handed, but I'm trying competing things. From the Union side, I want to put pressure. From the Confederate side, I want to kind of hedgehog up, and if I need to, throw some of my forces at various areas as needed. We do have some. We have a couple more batches of reinforcements coming. Hill has a lot of strength. AP Hill, he comes on turn 9, so if we can hold out till then, we'll be in good shape. Now, back to the matter at hand. I'm going to leave Stewart here, so I'm going to zoom out. I'll show you the status of the battlefield here as we wrap up turn 1 with no combat, and then we'll move into turn 2. Okay, so this is a general look. So we've got Mansfield's Corps over here. We've got Hooker's Corps here from the Union side. Then we've got Pleasanton and Sumner. Then we have the little bit of Porter that's here, and then Burnside. Now, on the Confederate side, we have the just arrived McLaws division right over here. Then we have, and this is all Longstreet. So McLaws division is over here. Then you've got Walker and D.R. Jones here. And then we have Jackson's forces. We flushed out or set up ourselves here in the Sunken Road with some pretty decently strengthened units to kind of make this a tough nut for the Union to crack. They're going to come and we're going to fight it out. They have a good defensive position there. Then over here with the rest of Jackson's corps, we're going to, and they didn't really call them corps at this point, I believe, but from my standpoint, this is Jackson's corps and this is Longstreet's corps, right? We'll just call it that way. You've got Lawton here, he's the green, and then you have J.R. Jones, who is the brown, as well as Hood, who's here. He's under Longstreet, but he's kind of hanging out in this forested area at kind of along the borderline between Jackson and Longstreet, and I should probably ship him this way, and I probably will get to that next turn. So we're moving to turn 2. And on this turn, the Confederates are going to get a bunch more reinforcements. So they'll get Hampton's cavalry, who goes under Stewart, of course. One thing I forgot to mention is this guy right here, Munford. He's actually out of supply. And he starts at 4313, which is right there. So kind of at the edge of what you can see. So he's out of command, and I should have dropped one of these guys on him, an out of command marker, and moved him. So I'm going to do that right now. He's going to move 9. Now, what out of command does is it means he can't move towards the enemy or you can't move into an enemy zone of control, basically, for movement standpoint, which is what we're concerned with. So he's going to go here. And then if we go column movement, because we're all on a road, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Then he goes into a town where things get tighter. So in here, he'd have to pay, I think it's 2. Town, where is it? Yeah, town and woods is 2. Okay. So that would be like 5.5. 5.5, 7.5, 8, 9. So he gets there. I'll put the out of command on him. Now, these guys will come in this turn, and the Union goes first, but I'm just setting this up. You've got Hampton and then R.H. Anderson's division here, which is actually fairly numerous and not completely terrible in terms of strength. The Union forces tend to be a little bit stronger than the Confederate forces. So I'm going to set them off near the Confederate entry point, which will allow me to take my turn marker and put it on turn 2. It is 0700. And we are ready to activate 2 more corps on the Union side. Looking things over, nobody moved except these 2 groups up here. So I know everybody is in command because I was careful to maintain that when I moved them. So we're good there. And the only other thing we need to worry about that is literally the only thing we have to worry about. So we can go to the offensive artillery phase if we want to fire artillery. We have some here. Meade has some here. It's only a strength of 6. I think there's one here too, which does have good strength. Doubledays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can fire at Hayes. So let's do that. We'll have Doubleday and can Meade do that? Well, Hooker is here. I need to check that. I mean, if I have to, I can. You know what? Let's just say Doubleday will fire at him. Doubleday is going to fire at Hayes. So he's in a forest, which gives him a -2 on the die roll. So that'll help him out. We're in the 3 column, so I'll show you this real quick here. So here's our combat results table. We're going to be in this 1 to 4. And we're going to roll here. And we got a 10, which is a good roll, because with that -2, it becomes an 8. And an 8 in the 1 to 4 is a 1. So they actually take a loss and have to make a morale check. So his 9 will become an 8, and I'll take care of that here in a moment. Let's do the morale check. His band is orange, or gold rather. I'm sorry, gold. So he's kind of an elite unit. That's a 9. So basically, unless I roll a 10 again, they'll pass their morale check. So let's just do this. It's a 6. They're good to go. All right, so let me grab the proper change here for that. So we have these step markers here. You have 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. There are also higher denominations. All right, but each counter has 8 numbers on it, 4 on each side. So you set it up like that. You put it here. That denotes he's now lost one step. We take the Union casualty marker, this guy, the 1 pointer, and we move it to 1 on the victory point, lost track here, or just the lost track, I guess. But that gives the Union 1 victory point, which is still far less than what they'll need to win. But every journey starts with a single step. Ha ha ha. Okay. We put a fired marker on this guy. So that's one of these guys right here. And we stick this on Doubleday's artillery here. Doubleday is one of the division commanders in Hooker's corps. That is the 1st Corps. And we have another artillery that is over here under Meade. I'm going to let that one be and not fire it. Now, Pleasanton's all the way up here. He's not in range. We have some in this area, but, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's artillery there. Oh, it is, but he's limbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just out of range. All right, so that's going to be it for our offensive artillery fire, and we'll move to the movement portion here. And so now I need to determine, do I want to bring on another corps? Because I can do that, or I can activate Porter, for example, and bring him over. Okay, so here's the thing now, right up here. Okay, if we look at this, this is Burnside Bridge, which is the shortest route to this victory point area. But look at this right here. I can push somebody across, but they're going to immediately be in Toombs' zone of control. So unless I can pry Toombs out of there, I won't be able to do much with that, right? Because I was thinking, oh, I can activate Burnside. The problem with activating Burnside is then I have to bring them across. But there is a little tricky thing that can be done here, and I'll show you that here in a second as soon as I reset my shot. Okay, so here's Burnside. This is Burnside's corps. From this area over, it's all Burnside. The purple guys up here, they're Porter. You can see Sykes there. He's under Porter. So Sturgis, Wilcox, and Rodman, they're under Burnside, who's right here. We can send them through this area here and then have them cross the Potomac down, or cross the Antietam rather, downstream and come in through these hexes, which means they'll be across the bridge. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to activate Burnside, and I'm going to move forces up here to the bridge. Okay, so we're going to take not Wilcox. He's with his oh, he could have fired too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's in range. So that will, I could have done that. He's only a 6, so it would have taken a good amount to actually do anything. But we also have Rodman there, so they're in the same corps. Maybe we'll attack them during the combat phase, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, let's activate. We're going to activate Burnside, so we're going to start moving units. I'm going to move Welsh first, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll stop him there because I need to determine. Actually, let me put him back for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he could actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take Harland here, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, he's on the road, so he could go 2, 3, 3.5, 5.5, and sit there. Okay, now that's a bad spot, kind of, but I'm going to use this to see if we can knock Toombs, either inflict some damage on Toombs or perhaps even make him retreat, which would then still not really improve Harlan's position. But again, we want to apply some pressure here from the Union side, and we can only get a toehold on this side of the creek because of the zones of control of these of Toombs, really. Toombs blocks these two hexes. So we're going to send Welsh column march, which is a half on the road, half movement point, as long as they stay on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll send Christ, the same thing. He's going to end up here. And yeah, we'll send Wilcox with them. Okay, so this is going to be where it gets a little interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll just sit with Welsh there. Now, this guy is technically out of command, but not, because Burnside is right there. So Burnside will have to command Wilcox's artillery, which is not a problem because he's the corps commander. here of 9th Corps. So we're going to send these guys off to go around. I'll explain the rest of how that mechanic works. There is kind of a delay. They don't just get to pop out and pop back. So they have to march down, cross, and march back up. But it crosses the river without, or the creek in this case, without having to deal with the defenders. All right, so we're going to take Rodman here with his artillery. He'll leave the artillery there, and he'll stay there as well for now. But we're going to take Fairchild, 1, 2, basically 2.5, because he can't move. We can't put 2 in one hex, so he can't go here. He can't cross the bridge to get there or there. Rodman will come here. I'm going to risk him in combat. It's a possibility he could become a casualty. I'm taking that risk because he would help with a morale check should these guys kind of, as I would, since I'm running the Confederates, I can tell you right now, regardless of what happens with Toombs, I'm going to use Walker's division here to push up and try and, we can put, depending on what happens, well, we've got 3, I guess. We can put 2 units here, one here maybe, and attack him with pretty good odds, 38 strength there. But I did this for a reason. We want to see if we can knock Toombs out of there, because then if he can manage to hold on, I might be able to set something up where we can get more forces across the bridge. Anyway, it's going to at least tie these guys down while they're trying to deal with this, because they have to deal with this. So having said that, we will take, this guy's going to stay here. Now we have these guys. All right, I'm going to take Burnside, and I'm going to put him here with Wilcox, because he's got a movement factor of 9, so he can do that. It would be 1, 2, well, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 5. That's not a problem. Then we'll take Scammon here. We'll flip this guy. And they'll go 1, 2, 3, because that puts them in range of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can join in with the other 2 artillery here. Actually, if I stopped here, that would be 4, and then we could flip them back over. And then we'll take this guy, and he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll stop there. And Ewing, 1, 2. We'll just do that. Okay, and now we have these guys up here. So we'll leave them. What I should have done first is activated Sumner, because then I could have moved these guys off of this area and had Burnside's other units come in this way. So we'll save that for next turn since I screwed it up. Yeah, that's a mistake on my part. So let me reset my shot here. All right, so now we're going to activate Sumner. All right, and we're going to start to try and put some pressure on this central area of the Confederate line. So we've got Sedgwick here with Howard, and he will go 1. Could use the road, but actually he'll go 1, 2, 3, 5. Then Dana will go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot. Not quite. So if we limbered him, that would be 2, 3, 5. You can get there. Not a great spot. So we're going to do it anyway. So he's going to go limbered for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And stop right there. Then we'll send Sumner's other corps, or other divisions rather. We've got Richardson here in the gray. And we'll move them. Oh, I've got Gorman up here. Let me move him first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put him there. All right. Now we've got Caldwell. Here we've got Brooke Brooke and Caldwell are pretty strong. So let's move Caldwell. We're going to go towards the road here. So we're going to go up 2, 3. And we're going to take Richardson here, and he's going to go 1, 3, 4. Then we'll take, well, wait a minute. 1, 2. Yeah, he's going to go here, actually. And I'll leave Richardson there for the moment. He's going to go here. Then we'll take Meager, and he'll go 1, 3, 4, or actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh, this is not good. I can get here, or I can get here. Let's put him there. And we'll put Richardson with him. So we'll have a 28-12 here, but he's going to get a -3 on the die roll for being in the sunken road. But we'll do what we can. And the uphill. What's the uphill going to do here? Up 1 level has no effect. So that's good. Okay, now we have to move French. So we'll take Morris here. Go 1, or 2 rather, 3, 4, 5. He'll stop there. And we'll send Kimball 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're on the road. 5, 6. And Weber 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll limber or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that doesn't matter. We're gonna limber this, rather leave him limbered, and he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Move him here, so he's kind of tucked between his compatriots there for protective purposes, and he's still limbered as well. All right, so that is the 2 activations for the Union, Burnside and Sumner. Yeah, because this appears Porter, and then we of course have Pleasanton and Mansfield and Hooker. All right, so now we have combat. Okay, so we do have some combat to do here. This is 37-14. Okay, there's no defensive benefit to his terrain, so that is going to be in the 21-24 column right here. So we will roll, and we got a 9, which is a great roll. And a 9 is going to be a 2-step loss and a forced retreat. So you'll have, and plus the morale check, of course, we can't forget that. So his strength is a 14. That'll become a 12. So we've got a 12 right here. Okay. So he was here. He has to retreat 3 hexes. 1, and terrain does not matter. 2. I'll put him, I guess, here, right next to his commanding officer. And he has to take a morale check. He is a black, which is a morale of 7. We'll try this again here. And we got a 9, so he actually fails, which means he's routed. And when they route, they have to, oh, the retreat is 2 hexes. But he couldn't, he was here, so I guess he could have retreated here. And then when you route, you have to do 3. Or does that count? Is it a 5 because it's both? I think it's just a total of 3. I think. Maybe it's not, though. Maybe it is 5 total. Because then he could go 1, 2, 3 and be here. So I'm not entirely certain about that because it was a retreat and a route because he failed the morale check. So he actually retreated off the shot. So he's down here. D.H. Hill is right below McCrae here. So here's D.H. Hill right there, and right below him is our routed unit. So for now, I won't reset the shot, but that took care of that combat there. Now we got another one right here with G.B. Anderson in the sunken road. So it's got 28 attacking a 12, but the sunken road here gives you, here's sunken road, it gives you a -3 to the die roll and a -1 die roll modifier for morale. And there's no effect when you're already in the sunken road. So if they can wedge in here, and we'll move Dana up because we can move into the that spot there. So we've got 26 minus 12 is 14. We're in this column right here. We will roll. Got a 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. And a 4 is a morale check. So that is a black morale. So that is, again, a 7. And we rolled a 5, so he passed his morale check. So no harm, no foul there. You also had defensive fire, which I always forget for some reason. And what that meant was this guy could have attacked there, or that guy could have attacked here. And I totally forgot. I realize that now that I blew it, and I apologize for that. I could try it. I mean, it's a 14. He could have attacked, one of these guys. I mean, he'd be in the lowest column. So let's see if we do that now, kind of post haste. 4 would be nothing. And then if we did it with him, he'd be also in that first column, and he got a 10, which would actually be a step loss. So let's apply a step loss to one of those guys. We'll say Caldwell, and let me roll. He passed his morale check. All right, so we get a 13 for Caldwell. So that gives the Confederates 1 casualty point. The Union now has a total of 3. Okay. All right. That ends the Union turn. What I think I'm going to do here is stop the video, and we'll pick it up in part 2 with the Confederates turn in turn 1, only because I don't like my videos to go too long. What I'll do in part 2 is I won't show movement. I'll just kind of do it off camera and then show you the result of the movement. And then we'll go in and do combat. So now that you've seen kind of the mechanics, we can maybe step along a little bit more quickly. I strongly doubt I'll play the entirety of the game. I did want to show how it works, give you a feel for the layout of the battlefield and how that battle. Antietam is, of course, a famous battle. How Antietam plays out in this system, which, in my opinion, plays out beautifully in this system. But we'll take a break here, and I'll come back and do part 2 later, and then you can see how things kind of progress through the hopefully end of the first half or so of the battle. So thank you for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, and/or subscribing to help support my channel. That is always greatly appreciated. If you do have any comments, you can put them in the old comment section. I'll do my best to reply as soon as I can. And other than that, I will say we are done here for now. I'm Joe. This is Hexed Encountered. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.